Hey everybody, Alex here, otherwise known as YaBonks, and I'm coming at you with another episode of the YaBonks Show. And today I am with Austin. You may know him as Aussie on Discord and around the DeFi space, and I am interviewing him about his scheduling app called Schedule.me. Austin, do you want to say hello to the viewers?
Hey everybody. Really happy to be here.
And do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself? And also, can you give me an elevator pitch about Schedule.me?
Sure. So I'm a master's student right now, doing a master's in public policy and administration. I came into the DeFi space kind of around October, kind of just right as the bull run was kind of hitting its peak, like a lot of people did, and found my way through Jesse Eckel and other YouTubers into the DeFi space, and I kind of fully immersed myself from there. I've really kind of grown to love everything DeFi. I'm a mod at the House of Obsidian, member of the Obsidian Council. I also am a mod at over at Aria, and I'm a member of the Obsidian investigation team.
Hmm.
On top of working on Schedule.me, uh, I kind of love DeFi, and through my experiences with a ton of projects, I decided to make Schedule.me. Schedule.me is basically a Discord bot that takes Discord events and puts them automatically on your calendar for you.
Hmm.
So it's a convenience app to make sure you don't miss those important white lists or AMAs or anything that would be important to you that's going on in Discord.
That's actually something I've been looking for outside of this, and uh, I am terrible at time management and executive functioning. I am super ADHD, have been my whole life. So managing my time, like I get so absorbed into things, I lose track of what's going on around me. And luckily I have my wife who's a type A personality to kind of help me stay organized, but running this whole, DeFi YouTuber business and being involved in so many projects that have so many events and AMAs, and I'm hosting my own AMAs, and I'm going to like charity events and doing all this. Oftentimes, I schedule things that overlap, and I'm really bad at managing all this stuff. So this is a very cool app you have here. Something that I might end up using myself, especially as I get involved in even more projects. So with that being said, why did you decide to make this?
So, very much for the reasons that you just explained, especially in the height of the bull market, I was modding at the time in about five different communities, and I was invested in at least 20 projects. And on top of working a full 9 to 5, I was like, I can't keep up with everything that's going on. I couldn't figure out, I kept missing AMAs, I missed a whitelist that I
Mm,
was really looking forward to. I forgot to set my wallet for something, and I just was like, I'm in 100 discords and I can't keep track of everything,
yeah.
and I keep missing stuff." And so I was just like, I need to create something for myself at the very least that will help solve this, that I can keep track of what's going on in my life, because I'm very disorganized just like you, and with
Yeah.
everything going on, Discord is not a good place for event management in general.
No, it's not.
And
It's not. And I'm just like, my server list is like 100 long because I'm in the servers that I'm invested in. Like I have money in a bunch of these projects that I'm trying to keep track of, and then I'm also trying to like, I'm working with other projects as well, and it's crazy. So I'm missing like announcements and AMAs from projects I have money in that I really can't afford to miss out on some of that stuff. So I've even in the past, I have a few different computers in my house, and I would actually set up recording software to record the AMAs that I was going to miss, because a lot of times they're not recorded. So I'd like run over, set up my software, record it, go back on this other computer, work on this other thing I'm doing, and then later I'd go back and listen to it myself. Eventually, I started uploading those AMAs to YouTube just as like a public service for other people invested in these projects as well to know what's going on. And that's kind of how my YouTube channel actually got started. Uh, so your app though, would be especially at the scale that my whole DeFi experience has grown, seems like something that I would benefit from tremendously in terms of not botching my schedule.
Yeah. So you mentioned something that makes me laugh because it's actually another part of what I'm adding to Schedule.me in the future. So you mentioned literally having to go to different computers to record AMAs because a lot of AMAs aren't recorded.
Yeah.
And so if in the future when Schedule.me is fully finished, it will have a recording feature. So it will
Hmm.
automatically record the AMAs that are going on in the different discords that it's in,
No
and it will
way.
upload that for users to easily access. Like they'll click on the event that they missed, and there'll be a link to an audio file, and then even a language transcription. So
Hmm.
if you want, if let's say there's also a ton of non-native English speakers in DeFi,
So many.
and so let's say you're Korean or you're Japanese. Well, it will also provide you a transcription in whatever language you want so that you can read the AMA as you listen to it to make sure you're understanding everything that's going on.
Jeez, that's wild. I was actually a volunteer mod many moons ago in a project before I started this YouTube thing, and when I was recording their AMAs, one of the other volunteer mods would listen to my videos that I recorded back and transcribe it manually, type it all out, and then she would go and use Google Translate to translate it into all these other languages. So like we had a large South Korean population, we had Chinese participants, we had people all over the world, and so she would do just what you said, but it was so tedious. It would literally take her 3 times as long to transcribe it as it took to listen to it. So if it was a 3 hour AMA, she would volunteer 9 to 10 hours to type it all out. It was very manual, and if you're saying your app could do that all automatically, the amount of labor that it could save, not only a project, but like the volunteer community members like myself and that like volunteer in some of these projects that I personally like. Um, I mean that would save so much work.
That's the kind of the goal. Like Schedule.me is basically trying to find all of those like tedious tasks that go on in DeFi, all those things that make participating in DeFi, especially in Discord, hard and making them easy by automating them as much as we can. So
Mm-hmm.
take anything that's just, oh, why do I have to do this? Or I'm a volunteer, like I volunteer modded for projects that I cared about too, and it's like, oh, this is always an annoyance.
Yeah.
And having that automated, that's like the whole goal of Schedule.me is just to try to make that so much easier for everybody.
Well, I think that's a great idea. Do you, let's see. Um, so, obviously this is something that would help people like us out. So, who is Schedule.me for in terms of who all would benefit from it and in what ways?
So in one way, it's a user to user, it's a business to user software. So it's really for individual users to gain the convenience of having those transcriptions, having the events in their calendar, having all of those different functionalities. This web page hasn't even been fully updated. We're working on a web page 2.0 with tons of new features that are going to that we talk about in our new roadmap. And so it's for users, but at the same time, we're creating a ton, a ton of features for server owners as well. So, uh, one of the things that you'll see on our webpage right now is quick create events. So, a lot of a lot of Discord owners will go through like a long process to like create an awesome announcement for this event that they're about to have, that they're going to be having in a week or whatever. But then you've got to almost go through that entire process again to create a Discord event
Hmm.
for people to see it. And so one of the things that schedule out he's going to do for server owners is it's going to pre-detect, oh, you're saying that there's an event going on today or it's going on in 4 hours, and it'll say, oh, check to see if there's an event that you've already got an event scheduled for that time. If not, it'll be like, oh, okay, I'll fill out all of the information that you've provided based on the announcement into that Discord event for you, so that it can just you basically just gotta double check it and click OK.
So if let me see if I understand this correctly. So if like a server admin or mod in a Discord server has typed up an announcement already, but they want to make a Discord event, your application can pull in information from that announcement and filter out the relevant details and pre-populate a Discord event creation uh dialog box, or is that, am I getting that right?
Yeah, so that feature's like we're still getting all of the bugs. That's kind of it's going to be part of our V2 package, but it's one of the functionalities that we're hoping to add to make it like not only kind of worthwhile for server owners, but like for server users, but also make it worthwhile for server owners. I know a lot of server owners kind of often have little qualms about adding more Discord bots to their
Mm-hmm.
server just in case of vulnerabilities or whatever.
Right.
And so we're trying to say, well, we know that this is providing usefulness for your users. Let's give you features that are going to help you too. And I mean, just having the calendar, the Discord to calendar integration will generally mean that you'll have more people attending your events because more people are going to remember, oh yeah, YaBonks is having that awesome AMA with such and such project at this time. I'm gonna go see it because I remember it's in my calendar.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me a reminder, and so I'm gonna go check it out. And so that's who it's for. And we're even doing some stuff for projects to help with marketing too. So little things like you know how Dex tools and all of those different all of the big kind of apps right now charge ridiculous fees for marketing
So
or
I've
those
heard,
marketing
yeah.
agencies. Yeah. So I had one project tell me they were quoted for 3 hours of top banner time on Dex tools. It was something like $15,000.
Oh my gosh. That's
Uh,
crazy. Yikes.
yeah, and especially in early marketing, like in early projects, projects don't have that kind of money.
No.
Well, so another part that we're going to offer through different ways is through partnerships. I've got we on Friday I secured 2 partnerships that I can't reveal all the details of, but uh, some stuff I can talk about, and then uh, also through just schedule.me itself, you'll be able to sponsor. We'll have a cheaper tier that's not yet available that is basically going to have advertised events for 5 to 8 advertised events a month. And so projects can basically pay for a much cheaper than five to like $15,000 fee to basically have an event on someone's calendar for a month. So let's say you've got your mint or your whitelist opportunity or a big AMA with like this really huge partner that you want to advertise. Well, people that have the cheaper tier will have that placed on their calendar and be in front of them for an entire month.
Hmm.
And
So
so,
so that's kind of like a lot of free apps or apps with different subscription levels in like Android or Apple app stores. If you get like the free version or the lower tier version, they'll serve you ads from their partners potentially. But if you pay for the premium service, you can have those ads removed so you don't have to see them. Is that kind of like what you're explaining here?
a little bit. That's kind of like it's the goal because I also know like I talked to some people that are like I would love to have the advertised events just because of maybe there's a project that has somehow not shown up on my radar and And so I'm
So
seeing
these
this.
okay, so these ads are specific to DeFi.
Yeah, so they're DeFi only ads.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
so like a project will have to come to me and submit through a form. Hey, we want this event from our Discord advertised. We'll just like you have a screening call for your AMAs. Uh, I'll do screening call with any potential applicants, and if based off of my knowledge in DeFi, my experience with the crime investigation team, and everything, say okay, this doesn't look like it's a rug pull.
And there's no, I just want to be clear to the audience, there's no way to know for sure, right? So
No,
I have a very intense vetting process for projects I work with in DeFi. And even then, like, there's no guarantee that somebody won't do something nefarious. All you can do is try your best to make sure that they don't seem like like they're going to do something super shady. But if they end up doing it, like that's why KYCs exist, so that way you can have some kind of accountability after the fact if that does happen. But what you just said is one of the things I found to be the best way to vet is ask them to do a video call with you. Look at them face to face and ask them like, are you gonna rug pull? Like literally, if you ask somebody directly that while you're looking at them in a camera, you can get a gut feeling of how they answer. And sometimes I've had people say, "Well, yeah, I might," and I'm just like, "All right, talk to you later, goodbye."
yeah,
and
exactly.
and it filters out 95% of the projects that approach me to do AMAs and videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's going to be a filtering way, just a process to filter out. And yeah, there might still be a rug pull that falls through, or a project that gets exploited somehow, or
That
whatever.
too, or mismanaged, or the market sucks, and but again, like if somebody's willing to get on a video call with you, it usually shows to me at least a different level of seriousness, where they're really standing behind their project. So that at least to me.
Yeah, and so we'll vet those, and then we'll add those to the calendar if they pass the process. And so we'll keep it, and we're going to keep it reasonable. I'm aiming at 5 to 8 like events per month, and no 2 events on the same day. So at the very least, users like you're not being bombarded. It's 1 to 2 events a week, and so even if you're already in 70 discords, it shouldn't bombard your calendar too much further. And so, but you get a cheaper rate too. And so that's kind of the trade off is.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So some of the partnered projects events will be added to your calendar along with the events you've subscribed to if you're in the subscription tier that still gets uh, advertisements basically, and they'll show up on your calendar. Will they show up in like a different color or like a different category from everything else so you can kind of identify them quicker?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out exactly how we can make it work perfectly, because the awesome thing is we're integrating with existing calendar apps. So we're integrated with Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, and Apple Calendar. And so we're just trying to see the best way that we can uh, kind of make it easily visible without creating like 2 million lines of code, or
Yeah.
trying to hack into the Google Calendar code base to alter it. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
but yeah, it
Now,
might be that it's advertised, like we might add advertised to the event title or something,
hmm
or
so yeah, that's actually a good idea, or like sponsored, and you know, uh with you mentioned something earlier about security with Discord bots. Do you so it sounds like you're aware, of security issues with Discord bots and things like that. Is there anything special you're doing to uh increase the security or prevent things from happening? Because I know not too long ago, a project that I'm working with, one of their Discord integrations, somehow a malicious actor was able to pull a login token from that integration and use it to basically hijack somebody's Discord account who was the administrator of a server, and then they were able to do basically post a phishing link through the announcements and trick a bunch of people that way. Um, what kind of security measures have you taken with your Discord bot?
So one of the big things is like we're making sure all of the private keys and APIs that are linked to the project are they're gonna stay basically with me. I've got a developer that's behind the scenes that's helping us. Uh, and some of our code reviewers have gotten access to it, but part of the agreement is that everything, once they've done the code review, it all comes back to me. Everything gets deleted, and it all stays there. The other thing is that we're limiting the amount of permission. We're trying to limit the amount of permissions that we're asking for within a server to try and within a Discord account when you log in. So on both sides to
Mm-hmm.
limit what kind of vulnerabilities we might expose our users to. So for
Okay.
users, it's really just about uh, we're asking for your name and email. I think it's like the really basic. We're not even asking to see what guilds you're in. And then for servers, it's manage events. Right now it's manage events, manage moderate members, and most likely because we're trying to fix there's a little bug that we're trying to fix, manage roles. And that's kind of it. We'll probably have to add something with message history uh once we move into the announcement phase of it, but we're really trying to minimize. We're not going to ask for administrator or whatever access for the bot to try and minimize the risk to a Discord server.
Okay, that's good. I often get freaked out when I join a server and they're like whatever fancy new verification bot service that they're using for verification to gain access to a server asks me for like insane permissions. Like I'm basically signing away my life to a bot that I'm going to use for 2 seconds to verify, and a lot of those servers I just like say, sorry, I'm not even going to go into that server cuz I don't understand this. Like I'd much rather do like a captcha or something. And also
Exactly.
as a server admin, people ask me, "Oh, can you add this bot or this game bot to our server?" And I'm like, I look into it and I'm like, "No, this one is like each one, that asks for too many permissions, I just say, nah, not worth it." But yeah, so if you're minimizing those permissions and you're aware of all that stuff, I think that's good. I think people who create Discord bots sometimes aren't really too granular about that stuff, and they just say, "Oh, I'm going to set up my bot, it's going to need blanket permissions for everything, and then that way I don't even have to worry about it. I can just develop my bot freely, it has access to everything, and then it goes," not thinking that, there's a reason to limit certain permissions so it can't be exploited if something were to go wrong.
Yeah, and that's like the exact goal. Is it's like okay, we can if like you the number of permissions we ask for might increase as we add new features because we might need access to that data, but the goal will be is really if we're asking for a permission, there's a specific use case and a specific reason why we're going to need that data. And if as we if we need to add extra protection, if we start asking for more data, we're going to add more protections for people, added layers of protection just to make sure that no one's at risk.
Gotcha. Okay, well that's good to hear. And do you want to um can you show me what the app looks like? I haven't, gone through the buy now. I don't have access to this yet, so I can only kind of show here on my screen, what you see on the website. And they have a white paper and documentation here. So I encourage everybody to go check out the white paper and read through what they have. Their roadmap's very interesting as well. It has some of the stuff that you were talking about as well. But is there any way you could give me like a demo or show me what this thing looks like in action?
Sure. I'll share my screen and we can go from there.
Cool.
So what will happen? So once you go to you click buy now, it'll bring you to this app.helpschedule.me. Uh, you'll then be able to click either subscribe now or pay $60 annually. So subscribe now is our monthly billing plan, which is $7 a month, or pay annually is our $60 a year plan. So pay billed once a year. Once you click one of those options, it'll ask you to log in with your Discord. So
Okay.
this is how we link your sign in with your Discord account so that we can fetch the right data. It will then ask you for permissions, so it'll access your username, avatar banner, and access your email. You can authorize it, and normally because I already have an account, it's sent me back to this page, but it will take you to this Stripe checkout page. If it
Hmm.
brings you back to the page like it just did, just click on it again and it'll bring you right to this page. You'll be asked to fill out payment information. I'm gonna make that disappear. And you if you've got a promotion code, some servers where we're doing AMAs where we've got promotion codes. So you can then fill in your information, and then everyone gets 7 days free. So you get to test it out for 7 days before you get billed. So if you run into bugs or anything in those 7 days, A, you're not going to be charged, and B, I'm I'm basically around 24/7 and will make sure to address anything that comes up.
And you have a Discord server for schedule.me. It's on your website I saw, and I'm in it myself, and I'm guessing people can raise support issues or tickets with you there as well.
Exactly. So we've got a support channel with different ticket options, and you can, if you got questions about billing or setup or bugs, you can ask there, and I will be answering usually within 24 hours. So
Okay.
I'm always around. Once you've uh, s- click start trial, you'll get an email from you'll get two emails. So you'll get an email from developer@helpschedule.me, and it will say has shared a calendar with you.
Hmm.
And it will then you can then click add this calendar. So this is if you were using Google, you'll use the one that says developer@helpschedule.me. You click add this calendar, and it will basically ask you to add the calendar, and it will immediately populate with the events that are going on in servers that have the bot that you're also in. So, for example, in the schedule.me Discord right now, I have an event called AMA with YaBonks,
That's me.
and it's you can see that it's going on. I've got a meeting with the Obsidian investigation team, and that's got the bot in it. It's showing up. House of Obsidian is another server that's got the bot set up in it, and you can see their three current AMAs are already showing up in the server and on
Oh,
the
cool.
Discord. So, you can it'll automatically populate with new events as they're added. Um, if you use Outlook, I forgot to grab the uh, the email, but this one it's got a weird name. It wouldn't allow me to use helpschedule.me as a name. So I ended up resorting to FNLNU, and it'll ask you to accept and view this calendar, and it'll allow you to access it via Outlook as well, and it will have the exact same kind of setup.
Okay.
Yeah, and so if you've got any issues, Google, their APIs aren't perfect, so sometimes uh, it'll say, "Oh, you don't have access to this calendar." All you've got to do is shoot a message into to the support Discord or to support@helpschedule.me with your email, and I just got to resend you the email link. Google APIs, for whatever reason, I'll sometimes freak out a little bit and don't like doing it. They have little meltdowns every once in a while.
Got it. So, one of the things I wanted to ask is how easy is it to use? And you showed me basically once you sign up for it, you get an email, you click it, and that's it.
Yeah. So for a user, it's seamless. Like you do it once and it will work for the rest of time.
So all you
As
have to
long
do
as
is basically accept the bot to have access to just certain parts of your Discord account, and then and then click in that email to add it to whatever calendar you're using, whether that's like Gmail or Outlook, and it'll just pull in your Discord servers that have events, and it will populate it onto said calendars. Is that right?
yeah, so one key thing is it can't pull events from bots from servers that the bot isn't in. So it
Okay.
has to just so Discord has how it does data ownership is events data or anything that's internal to a server is not accessible to bots from a user side.
I see.
And
Okay.
so that's one limitation, unfortunately, that the bot has. But we're right now working on getting the bot into as many servers as we can. And if you're a user of the bot and one of your servers doesn't have the bot that you wanted in, talk to the server owner. And if you can't answer all the and you can provide them our documentation. And if you can't answer all the questions they have, send them to me, and I'll be happy to talk to them through any of the issues that they might have.
Okay.
Uh, for server owners, the setup is relatively simple as well. Uh, I'll actually go back to sharing my screen just for a second. Uh, there we go. And so when you want to add the bot to your server, you invite the bot. It will. So right now, I've already authorized the bot. It'll ask you to to moderate members and manage events. You choose whatever server you want to add it to, and you click continue. Once you're
Okay.
in that server, uh, most servers have it so that you have like roles that are managing like that verification role that we talked about. Uh, you'll need to assign the bot any roles that are necessary to see different stages. So let's say uh, your House of Obsidian. Well, we'll go House of Obsidian. It's pretty easy. You need the Wanderer role to see events going on the AMA
Hmm.
stage.
Okay.
You've got to make sure you've got to assign the bot that role to see those events. So because it won't be able to see the stage that they're happening on otherwise. If you've got a staff channel with staff events that you want going on, you'll also need to give it a staff role to see those events. And
Okay.
so that's the only other step really that servers have to take once it's set up is to just give it those assign it those roles so that it can actually access all of your Discord.
Gotcha. So that also seems pretty straightforward. So you invite the bot in, you grant it access to those things, and then you assign the role that it needs to be able to see the calendar.
Yeah, exactly. To see what all your stages and the events that you've got going on.
Okay. And so you touched on this briefly. How much does it cost?
So right now we're charging $7 a month for the subscription for the basic access, the feature set that we've got right now, and we're promising users that sign up before our version 2 release that they're locking in their rate uh, basically forever.
Okay.
Uh, you can also sign up for $60 a year, and you can lock in that rate as well. As we add new features and build it out, we might need to. There'll be different levels and different tiers for different feature sets.
Got it. Okay, cool. And You mentioned partnerships a little bit. I noticed you had a partner. You had one partner listed so far here, Delta Finance. Um, it is there anything else you can tell us? Uh, any alpha you want to drop about future partners?
Yeah, so there's actually a lot of other partners that I'm as partner servers that we've just not finalized everything because I've been waiting to get the last of the deployment bugs out. But so we got two different type of partnerships. So we got our partner server program, which Delta is going to be Delta Finance is our first announced member of, and that's going to give servers a referral link. So uh, to the bot so that they can also so the bot helps support their server with a little bit of the revenue that's coming out of the members that they're generating. In
Hmm.
exchange, all we're asking from those servers is that they host us for an AMA or a demo to kind of present the bot to their users so that they can understand how it can help them as well, and to basically, like most partnerships, make a post about our partnership, uh, and so it's a mutually beneficial relationship. We're also working on building out partnerships with listing websites and marketing agencies to try to build out uh, new ways and easier ways for servers to get their information out into the greater wide web through websites, rather than having to post on their website to their Twitter and everything, and having that all easily found in one place. So, uh, CoinLogic, which is a new project uh, launched by Wayne. You might know him from Austin Clark's Discord.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yep, I'm
he's
familiar with Wayne.
yeah, so he's launching a project that's going to be basically coin market cap for DeFi.
Hmm. Nice.
And so I don't want to give away too much about his project, but we've got a partnership going to kind of use some of the features that Schedule.me has to basically add more information on a project, making it directly available on his website. And we're going to be doing that with a lot of other partners. We've already been talking with Cardinal House is another one. So and their bigger build out that they're trying to do with their project.
Very cool. Yes, I am friends with the Cardinal House guys too. That's good you guys are in touch with them already. They're doing a bunch of cool stuff, and I've done some educational workshops for their community where I go on there and I tell people basically like how to analyze a smart contracts code or a dApps website code so they can kind of, if you're looking at a new project, what are some extra steps you can do to look for risk vectors you might not have been aware of. So I like those guys. I like all the educational stuff they're doing. I also like House of Obsidian for the same reason. I actually just did a AMA. It might have been on your calendar from your
Yeah,
app. I did a workshop with Matthew Walker talking about the same thing, basically how to different strategies for evaluating risk in DeFi projects, and that one should be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and my YouTube channel uh, sometime soon. I
I
have
think
to.
it's either next Tuesday or next Thursday. I can't remember, but I caught most of that. But I had also double looked myself. So
Well, you would be the one to stay on top of all these events now that you've got this app. Uh, so that's interesting, and I'll have to talk with Matthew about when to publish that video when he puts it on Spotify and Apple and podcasts and all that. But that's funny. When I was watching your calendar, I was like, I wonder if my workshop that I just did had popped up on his calendar using his schedule.me bot.
it was on my calendar. I had it, and I definitely made sure I caught it. So I caught most of it at
That's
least. So
that's awesome. What I mean, there's a real world example directly relevant to me that your app was able to, help you facilitate catching that event. That's pretty nifty.
yeah, like I love it. I think it's made my life so much easier, and like it's not even just ease, it's like it's a little bit of an insurance policy on your money. Just to kind of think about it that way. Let's say you've got I think you're probably familiar with Jesse Eccles' story about Sphere. He forgot to submit his wallet for Sphere's pre-sale, and so the $4,000 that he would have invested in pre-sale and 2 or 3 x'd on, he had to invest at launch, and
Mm,
so he missed out on $8,000.
wow.
Or if you, in another way, let's say you're invested in, I don't want to actually, I'm going to use this story because it's come back up recently, but High Point, for example,
Hmm.
they had that last AMA right as they were closing. And it, I remember seeing the House of Obsidian Discord a week later, people asking what happened to High Point because they didn't see the notice about the AMA, and so they missed out on that opportunity to sell out their and protect their investment. And
Mm.
so, or you might catch that AMA where that founder sounds really sketchy, and so that, and you know what? The next week he rugs or whatever, and so it's another way just to add that additional insurance policy on any of the investments, or as you like to like to talk to them about as gambles. You get to
Yeah.
put insurance on your gambles, and
Yeah, and
so
that's interesting because I'm not too familiar with the High Point thing. I wasn't in that project, but people have been asking me about it the past few days. I'm just trying to get caught up on all those messages and figure out what's going on with them. But another one that it would have been useful for me that I was actually invested in was there was that whole Titan situation, and I had done a big review video for Titan, and I was very, I say as neutral as I can and impartial, but like I took a position later in Titan myself. There's Doc's team members. The code looked fine to me, but it turned out one of the developers who was undoxed went rogue, did all this shady stuff, and then Liquid Capital stepped in and said, "Hey, we're going to basically buy out and take over the Titan project and like airdrop everybody. We're going to liquidate the treasury assets and everything, and then airdrop everybody with this, with the proceeds from that, just so that way everybody got something out of it." That AMA in my time zone was so early in the morning because the Liquid Capital guys are on the other side of the world, and it happened in like a day or two. Like that AMA got scheduled. It was like 6 in the morning my time, so like I had to set my alarm for like 4 a.m. so I could like get up, get my coffee ready, like be there. And I actually, luckily, I recorded that AMA. It got thousands of views because so many people missed it. And like if I hadn't have gone so much out of my way to like your app, I could see would have saved so many people a major headache because a lot of people missed those announcements. They missed that AMA, and they would, they basically, some people feel like they almost missed out on the Titan airdrop. Luckily, the LC guys are like going way far out of their way to let people still send them their wallet addresses and like way after the fact, after everything's done. So they're managing that very well, I think, for how that situation went down and how fast everything happened. But I think a lot of those people who missed those announcements, missed those AMAs regarding that, they could have benefited from that if on their calendar where their like business life is like, I've got a business meeting at this time and this time. Oh, hey, Liquid Capital, Titan AMA, what like next steps? And it's like, oh, I don't want to miss that. What does this mean? So I could see how your app could have benefited people when that whole thing went down.
yeah, or if they were to create an event saying for when the wallet collection is due, Titan
Oh
Capital,
yeah.
Liquid Capital, wallet collection due, and it's like you open your phone, what like, and it's on your calendar. What does that mean?
Yeah, because
What do you mean?
I see people popping in the Discord every day still saying, "Hey, I missed all this stuff. What is going on? Is it too late for me?" And some people are like, "Yeah, it's too late. It's too late." But then like, you know, the mods that say, "No, no, we'll make sure you get taken care of still." But not every project gets managed so responsibly. So if you miss that window, and this stuff moves fast in DeFi, and if you miss those like announcements and windows, sometimes you get totally screwed. So it's important not to miss that stuff. If you have money in any of these projects, like watch it like a hawk. And your app, it apparently, obviously can help with that.
Yeah, it helps making like rather than having to open Discord and scroll through all those 60 servers, you just you check one app and you check one place and you can see it all.
Yeah, and I just trimmed down my server list. I had about 100 servers I was in because I join every server that I'm thinking about investing in or working with, and I just went through and I removed so many because it was getting to be such a hassle. I can't keep up with my Discord anymore. I get pings for I get like people, they mention me. They do the at YaBonks in dozens of different servers. I can hardly keep up with my DMs, let alone the pings in different servers. Sometimes it takes me days, and sometimes it takes me over a week to respond to everything, if I even ever do. So like I had to trim down my server list, and something like this, if it could just pluck out like the most important events and announcements for me to see on my personal calendar that I use in Gmail to manage my whole life, basically. I see the benefit of it big time.
Yeah, to just talk about Discord notifications, I cleared my notifications before we started this call. I've got over 30 notifications right now. And we've been
Uh,
talking for an hour and a bit. So
yeah.
like
Mine's
the
like the same way. I have dozens already. It's out of control. I can't keep up with it, really.
most people can't unless you're like 100% grinding in Discord all of the time and you probably aren't in 100 servers, like maybe you're in 25 servers that you're grinding in all the time, maybe you can keep up.
Maybe, yeah.
But but most people in DeFi it doesn't work that way. Most people have a 9 to 5, most people are in more than I'd say more than 25 servers, more likely than not. Like you can't keep up with all those notifications. So
No.
like
No, I run
cons-
3 businesses too. Like this DeFi YouTube thing just, is one of them. It really took off lately. And then I run a software development company. Basically, I'm a contractor. And then I run a nonprofit organization. And managing all three of those, I heavily use my calendar, especially with how bad my time management is. I can't remember everything. So, and then I have to, manage my investments out here, my gambles, my plays, whatever you want to call them. So I have to keep track on like all these projects, and I often sell out of a project just to clear my books, just to like make my life easier to manage because I'm like, I need to limit the amount of positions I have because I can't keep up with all the news.
I know that feeling exactly. I'm running schedule.me. I'm helping run the Obsidian investigation team. I mod at Obsidian. I've got a 9 to 5 and I'm doing my master's degree right now.
Oh my
Uh
gosh.
like between all of that, I've I've actually like as I've worked on schedule.me, I've even though I might believe in some of these projects, I've had to scale down just the number of positions I have just because I'm like you, I can't keep up with everything. Like I
Yeah.
literally have a section of my Discord servers that I've got in a folder that if there's pings, I literally just click read all. And like when I have time, I might go back and look into one of them to check what's going on or whatever. But more likely than not, I just hit read all, and if I check them, I'll check them when I have time. If I have time,
Yeah. Yeah, that's sounds sounds like my life. I'm actually thinking I need to hire a secretary or an executive assistant to just kind of manage all that and tell me where to be when. And I've basically been thinking about hiring somebody to do what your app does. So with that being said, where can somebody find schedule.me? How if somebody wants to check it out, where do they go?
so there's two places to check it out. I'd say our first place, come check out our Discord, schedule.me. Uh, it helps. Yeah, schedule.me is a Discord. It's in my profile link. you can add it. I'll send you a link or an invite to it to put in the YouTube video description.
Okay.
And I often share it outside of a bunch of different servers in a bunch of different servers. That's probably place number one. That's where I'm sharing updates all of the time. And then the other really important place, and this is where you get the bot itself, is at our website, which is helpschedule.me.
Help
So
help schedule dot me. So help schedule one word dot me.
exactly.
Okay. And I see it here at the bottom as part of your email domain for your support. So if anybody wants to find it, it's helpschedule.me. And check out their website, check out their Discord server. Looks like you're on Twitter as well. Check out their Twitter account. Keep up to date with what they're doing. I like what you got going on with this. It seems like something that would help me, and Discord has basically taken over my life. So I do everything in Discord, from managing my DeFi positions to doing business nowadays. So this is something I think I could see myself using. I'll talk to you more about this as you grow and develop, and I might uh I might sign up for it myself. A lot of the servers you mentioned, I'm in, like House of Obsidian. I try to catch as many of their AMAs as I can, but it's getting really hard to. And it would make it easy if I could see it on my calendar list and just be like, nope, nope, nope. Yes, okay, I'll go to this one. Nope, nope, nope. Yep, I'll go to that one. Um,
Exactly. And like right now we're only in about 6 servers just because we're fixing 2 deployment issues. So I'm gonna be up front right now. We've got 2 deployment issues. So if you're a server that has uh multiple tiers, so like let's say MDB, so
mhm,
they've got their regular server members, verified server members events, and then they've got uh their Millionaires Club events.
mhm.
If you've got and then they probably have staff events. If you've got all of those breakdowns, right now there's currently only 2 options because we're currently fixing deployment bugs. The first thing is existing events aren't being added at this moment for ones that are above that, like if not at that basic public tier, just because of little. There's an error. It should be fixed this weekend. We
Okay.
keep and then the other one is right now because we don't have the managed roles permissions installed, and then we've got to add a few more lines of code. It'll make those available to everyone, so you'll be able to see them. It doesn't mean you can access them. Uh, so that's a little bug that we're working on right now. It hopefully everything should be fixed by this week. And it's just one of those things. You work in software development where we thought we had all the bugs fixed user side 2 weeks ago, and then as we deploy on more servers, oh we run into this bug and we run into this bug, and as you fix one bug, you find another one, and so
Always. That's and you change one thing over here, and somehow something over here breaks, and you're just like, yeah. And I don't even know like what the testing procedure for Discord bot like this would be. I like unit testing. Like I don't even know how you would do it. Like I really personally haven't developed any Discord bots. I've looked into it, but I haven't gotten into it. So I don't know. It seems
it's
tricky.
it's one of those things. Like we tested to make sure that we tested the sign up process and getting it onto user calendars for like 2 weeks, and like we worked through all those bugs before I made it available for people to sign up.
Hmm.
And then I got a few people. I did a test AMA with House of Obsidian and got it into like 2 or 3 servers, and then we started running into different little bugs, and so we've been
Yeah.
working through those. Like House of Obsidian, like most of the servers we were testing in had under 1,000 members. Obsidian has 21,000 people in it,
Yeah.
and we found out it was breaking our API on how
Mm.
on data pulls because it was like there's too many people, and so it kept freezing the bot, and we're like, why is the bot freezing? And it's like, oh, it's trying to pull way too much information out of that server at a time.
Yeah.
So we've had to do a few things, and so I want to be upfront as a kind of as a software owner, but there are little things that like every bug that we found out, normally it's been taking us 2 or 3 days to fix. It's so the I've given the team a little bit of a break this weekend because I've been kind of riding them pretty hard, and hopefully within the next week or so there shouldn't be any more, and then we'll be pushing out to all the rest of the servers that have already agreed to host the bot, and we'll be hosting a this one I haven't actually even announced our own Discord yet, but we'll be hosting a big contest with a bunch of prizes for people who recruit servers to host the bot.
Hmm.
So based off of the number of users in the server and how many servers you recruit, you get a different number of entries into a big raffle that we're going to be doing with lifetime memberships to the bot available. Uh, we're going to be giving away either a ledger or a Trezor. So
Nice.
some BUSD, USDC prizes as well. So
Hmm.
uh, you've got to be in our Discord to be able to catch when we announce that that's going to be live. So that's
Okay.
a little extra information for all of those, and an incentive
So if
to try
anybody
to
is
get your
interested
favorite
in winning
servers.
free stuff basically right now, join their Discord server and watch their announcements because like you said, they're giving away membership access to this a cold wallet as well as potentially cash prizes and BUSD, USDC and things like that. So that's super cool, man. I love seeing giveaways. I know my audience loves giveaways too. Speaking of which, speaking of MDB, I've got a hop off here. I've got to get into the MDB minting party that's going on right now for their NFTs because I am going to be getting one for my community and my audience so I can do a giveaway for them as well. So I'm excited about that. Is there anything else that you want viewers to know about schedule.me before we wrap this up?
Just if you've got something that I maybe haven't mentioned and isn't our white paper that you want, or that will make your life easier, let me know about it because we will find a way if we can make it happen to make it happen. And also because YaBonks has been absolutely awesome, YaBonks will have a special referral code that's going to help support not only his community for givebacks and giveaways as he wants, but also for his not for profit. So
Well, thanks, man.
uh,
We haven't even talked about that yet. So thanks for making that offer. Yeah, sure. I'll take advantage of that. And thanks, dude.
yeah, I know we hadn't solidified that, but I'm like I love what you do, and I like supporting charity. Like a bunch, like as Schedule.me gets bigger, we're gonna be looking to help support charity and kind of give back to the community as much as we can. And we love what you do, and so
Well, thanks, man.
let's get you. We want to get you on board and support you as early as we can.
I appreciate that. I know you're in my private server where you probably see more of my animal sanctuary than most people do out here on my YouTube channel and stuff. So, I do appreciate that a lot.
Cheers, man. I'll
All
let you
right.
get to your next AMA, and
Yep. This is why I need the bot, man, because I cannot manage my time. We've gone way over my allotted time for this, but I'm just like, I don't care. I'm having fun talking with you. Let's keep going. But I really I do gotta get going. So Austin,
yeah.
thank you so much. Everyone check out schedule.me at helpschedule.me, the website. Check them out on Discord. It's very cool Discord app and it integrates a bunch of different things. I love supporting software entrepreneurs. I wish you the best of luck.
Cheers, man.
All
Good
right.
luck. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye.